Hey everyone, I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for all the awesome feedback with the Slow Flow class. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for practicing with me and continuing to support us. Today I'm going to share with you a blend class. It will be about an hour long. We will have a peak pose at the end of class, so lots of hip openers as well as back strengthening exercises to help prepare for that pose. As always, if you have a block or two, grab one or both, they come in handy. So we'll go ahead and get started. When you're ready, make your way onto your backs. We'll start where we end in Shavasana. So as you make your way onto your back, really set yourself up to create some space there. So bringing as much of the body in contact with the mat as possible, walking yourself into your feet a little bit, and it creates some space in the shoulders, possibly even rolling the palms open. And once you get to that really good spot, soften the eyes, gently close, and just for a breath or two, just feel your stillness. And start to tune into the rhythm of your breath, noticing if it's fast or slow, deep or short. No right or wrong, just observing that starting point. It's often when the breath is short or a little bit choppy, generally the brain pretty busy as well. And that often reflects in the body. Maybe the body feels a little fidgety. Maybe you're noticing those areas of tension that you weren't previously aware of. And to help us anchor into the body just a little bit more, to release that tension, a little exercise here before we get going. We're going to create as much tension in the body as possible. So flex through your feet, press the legs into the mat, squeeze your glutes. Make tight, tight fists. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Hug the shoulders up towards the ears. Clench the jaw. Tighten the cheeks. The eyes. Scrunch your forehead. Create as much tension as you possibly can in the body. And then notice. Notice how that makes you feel as you hold on to that tension. Notice what's happening with your breath. You may even be holding the breath. Maybe that breath is short. And so grab onto all that tension, ball it up, take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, sigh and release all that tension. And again, inhale deep through the nose. Open your mouth, sigh and release. Last one, inhale, deepest one yet. Exhale, sigh and release. And take one normal breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, gently release. Just feeling that wave of calm. And working to release just a little more tension here before we get going. Big breath in, slide the feet together, stretch through the arms, nice long stretch. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Really give them a squeeze. Round the forehead towards the knees. Create a long back. Inhale, come back down. Keep the right knee hugged in. Left leg goes long. And waking up rotation in that right hip now. Starting to take just small circles with the right knee. Steadily growing them larger. Noticing any kinks along the way. and changing direction. Bring that knee back through neutral. Interlace the hands behind the right thigh. So placing the palms of the hands right at the bottom of the belly of those hamstrings. Plug the leg right into the chest. See if you can keep it there. Inhale the right heel to the sky. So tendency is for that thigh to want to pop up off the chest, but see if you can keep it there. As you do that, energetically press up through the heel, stretching into the back of the thigh. Let's take 2 more like this. Inhale, press through the heel. Now slow, purposeful movement. Exhale, slowly bend the knee. Follow the breath to the very bottom. Inhale just as slow, back to the top, full inhale. Exhale, nice and slow, bend the knee. Inhale, back to the top, press through the heel. And again, slowly exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, press the heel back to the top. Walk the hands up the leg, maybe as high as the calf, maybe the ankle. And then just pulling that leg back towards the body until you feel resistance in the posterior thigh there. You may even feel it along the back of the pelvis. And just breathe a little space here. Bend the left knee, plant the sole of the right foot, cross the ankle over the left thigh, and just checking in there, kind of waffle that knee back and forth. Walk the left heel close to your right sit bone, setting up that bridge variation so palms come alongside you. Big breath in, lift your hips to the sky. So maintaining that figure 4 if available, if not just setting the sole of that right foot down. But then press down through that left heel. Kind of square the hips as best you can. Take an extra breath here. Find some stability. Now big breath in through the nose. On the exhale, slowly lower the hips down. Finish the exhale. Inhale just as slow, back to the top. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Let's take one more. Exhale, follow the breath. Inhale, back to the top. And then hold that space. 3 big deep breaths here. Feel your left glute. Full left footprint into the mat. Last one. Slowly lower the hips down. Hug the knees towards the chest, reclining pigeon. Take your hands, you can interlace them behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. And let's make these first 3 breaths pretty active. So engaging the legs, press the right leg into the left leg, flex the feet. Press the tailbone long, just creating lots of energy there. Take 2 more breaths. Lots of good blood flow, get into the muscles. Last one. And then just release into this stretch. Maybe you feel a little more room in that right hip. Release the left foot down to the mat. Maintain the shape of the pose. Arms come out to a T. And just drop the knees over to the left. So planting the right sole of the foot on the mat. That knee falls away from the body, stretching into the back of the pelvis now. Many of us, we store our tension in our hips, our shoulders, our neck. So starting our practice by releasing some of that tension. Inhale the knees back through center. Give them a big squeeze. Round your forehead towards your knees. Long, long back. And we'll open up the left side. right leg extends long. Just let that leg rest on the mat. And when you're ready, starting those circles to the left hip now. Taking small circles with the knee, growing it larger. Changing direction. Noticing those differences from side to side. Hug the left knee into the chest, interlace the hands behind the thigh, plug it in nice and tight. Inhale, the left heel to the sky again. Energetically press up. Feel those hamstrings active underneath the hands. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose and slowly exhale, bend the knee. And inhale all the way back to the top. And exhale, bend. Couple more, your rhythm, your pace. Taking it as slow as you can, maybe even closing the eyes. And just tracing that movement. Good. Next time you come to the top, walk the hands up the leg. Again, taking it to your depth, draw the leg back towards you. Feeling that little bit of stretch there. You can always use a strap, a belt, a tie to kind of get that stretch if you can't quite reach. Let's take two more here. Good. Bend the right knee, plant the foot. Left ankle crosses over. Kind of check in there. Walk the right heel close to the sit bone. Arms alongside you, strong foundation. Inhale, lift the hips. Just a breath or two to find that stability. That right foot underneath you. Big breath in, hips lift. Slow, controlled exhale, hips lower. Just as slow. Inhale, back to the top. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hips come down. Inhale, lift, hold at the top. Strong right glute, press down. Shoulders nice and square. Let's take two more breaths. Exhale, slowly lower the hips down. Hug the knees into the chest, that reclining pigeon. Again, flex the feet. We'll make this first one pretty active. Press out through the heels, leg into leg. Two more breaths here. Just encouraging all that blood flow to get to the muscles. Taking those deep breaths to bring the oxygen. And just release into the stretch. Notice that little bit of change there. Release the right foot down to the mat, arms in a T. Drop the knees over to the left, planting the left sole of the foot this time, and just allow the knee to fall away from the body. So again, just getting into the back of the pelvis. Let's take a few more here. Inhale the knees back through center. Again, hug the knees in, flex through the feet, around the forehead, and just start to take some rocks from front to back now. Rock yourself all the way up and through to a plank pose. So right into challenge now. Waken up the front body. If you find that that's too much load into the arms or you feel the compression in the low back, that sway in the low back, go ahead and set the knees down. Still building strength. Good. And from either of those places, we're going to wake up the core a little bit, wake up the legs a little. We're going to take this plank for a little bit of a walk. So find that nice long place. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, drop the right knee down. Inhale back to that plank. Exhale, change sides. Inhale to the top. Side to side, linking breath with movement. Maybe even closing the eyes and just feeling your way there. Let's take 2 more each way. Strong, steady breaths. Awesome. From here, hips to the sky, downward facing dog, and just pedal it out. Sway into the hips a bit. Maybe windshield wiper the knees in and out. Good, and then come back to that down dog. Really press your heart towards your thighs. Tuck your chin, gaze past the knees. And let's wake these feet up a bit. Inhale up to the toes. Really feel that space between toes and ball of the foot. Exhale, bend your knees. Come on low. Maybe even take the gaze towards the thumbs. Inhale, roll back through your foot. Feel the arch. Exhale, press your chest towards your thighs. And a little bit of rhythm now. Inhale, up to the toes, feel. Exhale, bend your knees, take them low. Inhale, roll back through the foot. Exhale, heart towards your thighs. Last one. Inhale, lift your seat. Exhale, bend and lower. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, get long in the chest. Nice. Now from here, lift the right leg to the sky. And a couple breaths just to open it up. Any extra movements that feel good to you. Maybe you circle the ankle. Now big breath in, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Step your foot forward, warrior 1. Pivot and plant the back heel. Lift the arms to the sky. Good. So those bridge poses, definitely bringing some blood flow, the legs somewhat awake now. And see if you can help that along. Press into the outer edge of the back foot, engage the quad. Possibly even lifting the gaze, finding some height in the torso. On the exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, open it up. Couple breaths here, create some space. Inhale to that 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, big squeeze. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Step your foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, arms reach up. Knee stacks over ankle. Creating space in the hips. Let's take one more breath. Plant the hands around that foot, step back, hips to the sky, down dog. Good, and we'll add a little bit here. So inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose squeeze. Now hug it in there. Next inhale, tap that knee straight down. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the nose. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, lift and squeeze. One more. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Step the foot forward. Warrior 1, lift and lengthen. Good. Clasp the hands behind the tailbone. Inhale, lift your rib cage. And then exhale, fold forward. Waterfall forward. Tuck the chin. Let the head be heavy. Plant the hands around that right foot. Drop the back knee. Half-seated splits. Sink it back. And blocks are always useful to use in this pose as well. Especially if you have a lot of tightness in the hamstring, you can bring the floor up to you, get that longer back there. You can bend the knee a little, that helps. If you need that extra stretch, toes curl back towards you. For now, carry the weight forward, standing splits. Lift the left toes to the sky, big stretch here. Left foot meets right foot. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale, lift your spine, big breath at the top. Take a side bend to the right. Good, inhale, come back through center, look up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Big breath in, get tall. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, long spine. Plant the hands, step back to that plank pose. Holding here, a couple breaths, or taking your vinyasa. So coming forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, flip the feet. And we'll meet in that downward facing dog. When you get there, left leg lifts. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose squeeze. Inhale, tap that knee straight down. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, squeeze. One more. Exhale. Inhale, three-legged dog. Left foot steps forward, warrior one. Inhale. Good. Couple breaths. Clasp the hands behind the tailbone. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, fold forward. And a little time to stretch here, this side. Those hips opening. Plant the hands around the left foot. Drop the back knee. Half-seated splits. Taking it to your depth. Carry your weight forward, standing splits, right toes to the sky, and pressing down to lift up. And right foot meets left foot, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll the spine up, nice and tall, big breath at the top. And this time, you're gonna step your left foot to the left, take that side bend to the right. So just a little deeper into the side body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, change sides. Inhale, back through center, look up, get tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Your way to that down dog. Couple breaths to get there. Maybe you take that push up. Maybe you hold that plank. We'll meet in down dog. So we're gonna roll through this one more time. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. 3 of those taps. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, up. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale, big squeeze. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Right foot steps forward. Warrior one. Inhale, lift. Maybe take the gaze up. Feel all that length. Clasp the hands behind the tailbone, lift your chest, and then waterfall forward. Plant the hands around the right foot, drop the back knee, half-seated splits, little bit of stretch. Come on forward, standing splits. Left toes lift. Left foot meets right foot. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll the spine up. Big breath at the top. This time grab opposite elbows, opposite hands. Take a side bend to the right. Really press down through the left heel. Reach through that left elbow. Inhale, come back through center, look up. Exhale, change sides. So just a little bit deeper now, a little more warmth. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky, big breath. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come halfway up. Plant your hands, step back. Few breaths to that down dog. And we'll finish this left side. Big breath in, left leg lifts. Get some length. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step it forward, warrior one. Inhale. Find your balance. Maybe a little more depth in the lunge. Clasp the hands behind. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, dive forward. So you can bring that left knee towards the left shoulder. Sometimes it wants to fall outside. Plant the hands around that left foot. Square the hips, drop the back knee, and stretch into that left leg. Come on forward, root down through the left foot to press through the right toes. One more breath here. And right foot meets left foot. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Now take your feet about hip distance apart, maybe even wider. And go ahead and bend those knees. Inhale, lift the arms straight out in front. Now if this is a lot for the neck and the shoulders, you can bring the palms to heart center, maybe even take the arms behind. But if available, you'll kind of notice how it shifts the weight into the heels. So see if you can just breathe in that space, couple breaths. Just priming those legs for what comes next. One more big inhale, little dynamic movement now. On the exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, bend your knees, arms straight forward. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, back to that chair. One more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right back to that chair. And let's really dig in here. Maybe even close the eyes. Notice what's going on with the breath. Trying to keep that nostril breathing in and out through the nose. Just by simply sealing the lips, it allows us to slow the breath down, take a little more control. So see if you can explore that for 4 more. You've got this. Even steady breath. We've got 1 more. Awesome. Exhale, fold it in. Beautiful. Go ahead and plant the left hand. Inhale, right fingertips lift to the sky. You can place a bit of a bend in the left knee. Help the hips get around. And changing sides. Plant the left hand. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Good. Inhale, long spine, plant the hands. Step back to that plank pose. Good. Now from here, again, your way to that down dog. You can take that vinyasa or just pop right back. But we'll meet there. Let's take a breath here. Shake out the head and the neck. And a little deeper into the body we go. Inhale, right leg lifts. And now on the exhale this time, knee to left elbow. Extend the foot out, lift the hips, fall in triangle. See if you can use the fingertips as a guide for that length. Good. Plant the hand. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Knee to right elbow. Hold it here. Squeeze here. Maybe an arm balance if that's in your practice. 1 more breath. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Step your foot forward, reverse warrior. Plant the back heel. Inhale, side bending to the back of the mat. And your expression, that hand can come down the back leg, can come around. Feeling all the way to the right fingertips. 1 more breath. Triangle pose, straighten the front leg, get some length. Hand to a block or the shin, and then open the chest. So just rolling that shoulder open. 1 more breath here. Good. Next breath in, warrior two. Keep those arms nice and long. Sink into the lunge. Stacking shoulders over hips. Good. And a little bit of movement here now. So inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, palms to heart center. Take a side lunge to the back of the mat. Fingertips can always come down for more balance. Now press down firm through the left foot. Inhale, rise up, lightning bolt. Arms reach straight forward. So that nice long line of energy from that back left heel all the way to the fingertips. Engage that quad, lift the kneecap. All those isometric contractions helping to build strength. Let's take one more breath. Good. Plant the hands, step back to a plank pose. Your way to that downward facing dog. Good. And left leg lifts. Inhale. On the exhale, knee to right elbow, extend and lift the hips. Reach through those right fingertips. Feel the outer edge of the right foot. Right hand plants. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Holding this one a couple breaths here. Maybe an arm balance for you. 2 more breaths for now. Inhale, three-legged dog. Step your foot forward, reverse warrior. So your expression. Mindful of those hips. This is my struggle pose. One hip pops forward, then the other. So to help prevent that, engage the feet. Again, knee presses to outer edge. Engage the quad. One more. Find that triangle pose. Tip forward. Keep the length in the chest and open up. The block really helps to find that space. Good. Right into that warrior two. Keep the wingspan nice and long. And engage the inner thighs. Imagine drawing the heels towards each other. Just creating all that muscle engagement. Pelvic floor lifts. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, side lunge to the back of the mat. Press down firm. Inhale, lightning bolt long through the torso. Plug those arms back into the shoulders, but still finding height in the fingertips. Let's take 2 more. Plant the hands, step back to that plank pose, couple of breaths to downward facing dog. Good, and just take a breath here, shake out the head and the neck, and we're gonna add on a little bit. So, big breath in, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to left elbow, extend and lift the hips. Plant the hand, three-legged dog. Knee to right elbow, big squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Step your foot forward, reverse warrior. Back heel plants, length through the side body. Straighten the leg, triangle pose. Find your height. And then just breathe into the side body. Rebend the knee. Warrior two. Nice deep lunge. Gaze off the tip of the fingers. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, side lunge back of the mat. Press up. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot, lightning bolt. Big breath here. Find that balance. Plant the hands, pyramid pose. Inhale, get some length, and then exhale, fold. So again, just like that half-seated splits, a lot of us, we have really tight hamstrings, and so it helps to raise the floor to you. And keeping that nice long back, you might find that you can get a little more stretch there, helping to grow that flexibility. Good. And then coming into revolve triangle. So again, helps to have a block, plant the hand on the block, press up and away, rotate the right fingertips to the sky. Moving the breath in and out. Good, come on back down, half moon pose. So lifting through the left side now. Engage that back foot, kick through the heel. Good. From here, side plank, so your choice. Left hand and foot come down, you can drop that left knee, taking supported side plank, or possibly that full expression. And maybe you have a little fun there. Maybe you lift the top leg, but let's take 2 more breaths. From here, right foot steps forward, drop the back knee, lizard lunge. And let's create some space here. So press down firm through that right foot, kind of drawing the knee towards the shoulder. If it feels good, you can come down onto the forearms. And 2 more breaths here. Reconnect with the breath. Good. Come on up to the hands. You're going to step back to a plank pose, taking your time. Elbows tight, lower down slow, all the way onto your belly. Now when you get there, bring those fingertips behind the ears. You're going to keep your feet rooted onto the mat so they stay nice and supported. And then inhale, lift your chest. Good. On the exhale, lower. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, curl up. Now hold that space. Press down through the feet. And then maybe you find those airplane wings. Let's take 2 more breaths. Glutes gently engaged, helping out the low back. Good. Exhale all the way down. Hands come under the shoulders. Press yourself up and back to a child's pose. And take a couple breaths here. Good. Inhale to that plank pose. And once more, your way to that down dog. I'll even it out with this left side. Once you get to that down dog, left leg lifts. Big breath. Exhale, knee to right elbow, extend and lift the hips. Right hand plants, 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee to left elbow, big squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot steps forward, reverse warrior. Find a lunge in that left knee and stretch the fingertips away. Straighten the front leg, triangle pose, tip forward, inhale, lift and lengthen. Again, contact with the outer edge of the back foot, feeling the stretch there. And warrior 2, rebend the knee, just feeling the strength in the legs, the space in the collarbones. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, side lunge back of the mat. Press up nice and strong, lightning bolt. Anchor into the ball of the back foot. And breathe there. Breath building strength. Let's take 2 more. Plant the hands around the foot. Pyramid pose. Inhale, find some length, and then exhale, fold forward. And especially if you have some tightness in this pose, a common thing to happen is the left hip sort of pulls to the left. See if you can help the stretch out by actively pressing the left hip back, bringing the right hip forward, so helping the hips to square. And then pressing down through the right hand, lift through those left fingertips, revolve triangle. See if you can feel the entire footprint, both feet into the mat. One more breath. Good. Left hand comes down, half moon pose. Again, sometimes it's helpful to take that hand to a block, find some height, and engaging the outer hip, pressing through the heel. Again, using all those good support muscles. 2 more breaths. From here, side plank, your expression. Right knee can come down for more support. Maybe you lift. Maybe you find a tree pose. Maybe you lift the leg. Again, your expression. Let's do 2 more. Good. Left foot steps forward, drop the back knee, find that humble warrior. And taking it to your depth, maybe you come onto those forearms. Always okay to put blocks under the forearms. For now, 2 more breaths. Inhale up to the hands, step back to that plank pose, and slow as you can, lowering down all the way to your belly. Keep the chest nice and long. It's okay to set the knees down. Nice and slow all the way down. When you get there, fingertips behind ears. Keep those feet rooted, and inhale, lift your chest. On the exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift the chest. Press down through the pelvis. Maybe you find those airplane wings. Again, that slight glute engagement, help out the low back. 1 more. And exhale all the way down, hands under the shoulders. Press yourself up and back. Child's pose. Take a couple breaths here. Reset your breath. Reset your brain. And all right, I think we're ready for that peak pose. So inhale to plank, your way to down dog. When you get to the down dog, right toes lift. Big breath in. Exhale, step the foot outside the hands, and we'll open the hip just a little bit more. Let's take a dragonfly twist. Rotate the right fingertips up, and if available, pivot both feet to the right. Inhale, lift up through the hips. You're going to feel a little more opening in the outer hip there. Take 1 more breath. And bring those feet back to neutral. And finding that kind of lizard lunge with the knee up if available. Now from here, take your right hand outside your right foot. Root down firm through that right footprint. And here we come into our peak pose. So possibly going all the way to that awkward airplane, starting by possibly lifting one arm out and then floating that other arm. So press down firm through that right footprint. Long through the chest. Strong legs. Strong breath. Let's take 2 more. Good. Bring those hands inside. Drop the back knee. Heel toe your foot over. Coming into a pigeon pose. Come down onto the right shin. And if you have some tightness in your hip like I do, you can take a block, placing it underneath the right sit bone. You can also take this pose on your back like we started. but then finding a little bit of stretch. Let's take 7 more here. Come on up to the hands and set that block aside if you're using it. From here, you're gonna unwind, step back to that down dog, and just shake that leg out, breath or two, and set that foot down and just notice how you feel side to side. You might feel a little more length through that right pelvis, and we'll share that with the left side. So left leg lifts, big breath. Step it outside the hands. Dragonfly twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then if it feels good to you, turn those toes, lift the hip. A little more stretch. Good. Come on back through neutral. Hands plant inside the foot. And just checking in here. Anchor into the ball of the back foot. Walk the left hand outside that left foot. Again, this might be as far as you get. If you want to go for that awkward airplane, possibly float the left arm out and then maybe the right arm. Again, working to keep the full left footprint on the mat. Pressing down to find length in the chest. You guys got this. Let's see if we can float here for 2 more. Strong, steady breath. Awesome. Bring those hands in. Drop the back knee. Heel toe your foot over. And let's take a pigeon pose. Big breath in, lift your chest. And then exhale, come on down. 7 breaths here. Inhale, come on up to the hands. Step back to that down dog. Shake out the leg. And a couple breaths, just notice, maybe more even in the hips now. And we're gonna take all that warmth and stretch it out a bit. So come down to that table pose and go ahead and come through to seated. Extend the legs long in front, and just bringing the right sole of the foot inside the left thigh. Big breath in, arms reach up. On the exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, a little bit of length, and then just fold over that thigh. Again, always can use a strap here. And then see if you can make it easy. Just rest those arms alongside you. Let the chin tuck. Inhale, slowly come up. And a little deeper into the hips now, shoelace pose. Take the right heel towards the left hip. Cross the left knee over the right. And if this is not working out in your body, a couple options. You can straighten the bottom leg out. You can come into cross-legged, or it's helpful to take this pose on your back. And what that looks like is knees are still stacked over. Rest your head down, grab your feet, and you're just pulling them apart. So really good stretch. You can always grab the shins and just create that motion as well. So take a moment, maybe play with each of those, and then when you're ready, find your space. We're going to open the shoulders a little bit. Left hand comes behind, underneath, in between the shoulder blades. Right arm goes up and over. And again, you can use a strap or a towel here. Big breath in, press your chest up, and then exhale, fold. 5 breaths with the bind. And just release the arms, just allowing yourself to melt in that stretch. Inhale, slowly come up and uncross the legs, plant the feet, plant the hands, hips to the sky, reverse table. So just a little counter stretch here. If it feels good, you can tip the head back, open the throat, and pressing down through the mound of the thumb, base of the first and second finger. One more breath. Hips come down and we'll change sides. So right leg goes long, left sole of the foot inside. Inhale, get some height. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. And taking it down as far as your body allows. And taking a few breaths here. Inhale, slowly walk the hands up. We'll take that shoelace pose to the other side. So taking the same expression as you did on the left, on the other side if possible. And once you've got where you like to be, this time the right hand is going to come underneath between the shoulder blades. Left arm comes over top. Maybe those fingers touch, not necessary. Big breath in, lift your chest. And on the exhale, fold forward. 5 breaths with the bind. And just release into the stretch. Let those arms come down. And slowly walk the hands up. And this time coming all the way onto your back. And when you get there, hug the knees into the chest. Take a few rocks from side to side, massaging into the low back a little. And we're gonna just take a gentle bridge pose. Gonna reset the spine. Press the feet into the mat, lift the hips. And 3 breaths here. Don't have to work too hard. Just feel that curve of the spine. Hips come down, and we're gonna turn upside down for a few breaths here. So your choice. You can take candlestick pose, feet to the sky. If you have a block, sometimes it feels really great to place that block under the pelvis and float the legs, that floating candlestick. If you have a headstand practice and you want to go there, headstand. If you would like to come into shoulder stand and you're not quite sure how to do that, what you do, I find it helpful to come back to plow first, taking the feet back behind. And that helps the hips to stack over the shoulders. So again, that concept of stacking your bones and setting up a nice shelf. So walk your elbows together, or towards each other rather, and your hands come to the lower rib cage, setting up that nice sturdy shelf. And then inhaling the legs up one at a time. And so you get that nice tall stance. And then just creating that gentle engagement of the glutes, helping the heels to rotate towards each other, gently pressing out through the toes. So in this pose, really working to find that place of balance between effort and ease, and helping to find that middle ground by slowing the breath down. So maybe even extending the inhale to a count of 3, making that exhale the same or maybe a little bit longer. And let's take 5 more wherever you are. If you're in that headstand, child's pose. If you're in shoulder stand, come back to plow. If you're floating that candlestick, you can stay there or take happy baby. 3 more breaths here. And slowly roll the spine down. Hug your knees into your chest. Round the forehead towards the knees, reset. And arms come into a T. And gently drop the knees over to the right. So all the work done. And just systematically releasing the muscles on the tips of the toes. Working your way all the way up. And softening the muscles of the face. And just letting the breath fall to that natural rhythm. Inhale the knees back through center. And changing sides, knees fall to the left. Unhook your left shoulder. And just melt into that twist. Come on back through center. Pull the knees in, happy baby pose. Grab the outsides of the feet. And just make it easy. Take those rocks from side to side. Feel all that open space in the hips. And right back to where we started, Shavasana. Extend the heels to the corners of the mat. Arms alongside you. And close the eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, gently release. And just notice the rhythm of the breath. Fast or slow. Short or deep. Notice the stillness in the body. Possibly the mind a little quiet. And just a few breaths just to be in that stillness. To be with your breath. press that pause button, stay here as long as you need. But for now, just coming back soft, wiggle fingers and toes. And inhale, stretch your arms overhead, full body stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself that big squeeze. And then just falling over to whichever side feels natural. Pressing yourself up. Comfortable seat. And one last big deep breath together. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, palms to heart center. Thanks so much to each of you for going on this yoga adventure with me. I hope you feel great. Namaste. Thanks everyone, and thanks again so much for continuing to support us. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Explore Yoga Studio. Let me know any peak poses that you would like to see, any poses you'd like to see, you would like to see broken down. Just list in the comment sections for this video or reach out to us at Explore, and I'll see you soon.